Good morning, and thank you for tuning in to another installment of Hear It Here, heard only on the Bluegrass Jamboree. My name is Rita Small, and you typically hear me along with Tim Strong as we co-host Bluegrass in the Valley every Saturday from 10:30 a.m. until 2 p.m. Eastern Time. But today, it's my privilege to share with you a conversation that I had with Nathan Arnett and Ralph Adams of Turning Ground. And for our listeners that may not be familiar with Turning Ground, the band was formed in 2013 and is based out of Eastern Kentucky. They've got 4 projects already out. Their latest project was Old Country Store that was released in 2018. And before we get this interview started, how about we take a little trip down memory lane and we do that title track of Old Country Store.
There's a sign down by the road that says the old store is closed due to hard times. And the road I'm traveling on takes me back in time when I was young. I'd sit there on the front porch with a moon pie and horse seat by my side. I've seen them come, I've seen them go, I've seen them laugh and I've seen them cry. But now it's gone and the grass is getting high. But the memories, they're still inside. That old country store seen wars, missed more than anybody knows. We'd walk down that old dirt road, smell the bacon on the stove. There's plenty through that door. Lord, I miss that old country store. I remember so many times Dad lost a job down in the mines. The store's how we survived. We'd run a tap so we could eat, stop by there once or twice a week, keep us on our feet. Now it's gone, and the memories linger on. That old country store seen wars, missed more than anybody knows. We'd walk down that old dirt road, smell the bacon on the stove. There's plenty through that door. Lord, I miss that old country store. That old country store seen wars, missed more than anybody knows. We'd walk down that old dirt road, smell the bacon on the stove. There's plenty through that door. Lord, I miss that old country store.
Thank you guys. Truly appreciate y'all taking the time to talk to us, and we're just so thrilled for the new project to be coming out, and the single is just, it's going off the charts here at the Jamboree. We've gotten requests coming in all the time for it, so I'm really anxious to see what's going to happen with it. But I guess we haven't talked for a while, and you guys have had a lot of stuff happening within the band recently.
Well, we want to start off by saying we appreciate you having us. It's always a pleasure to get to talk to you and Tim, and I have to say that you all have been our biggest supporters since Turning Ground formed. I mean, it's we appreciate you all so much. You know, we really pride ourselves with this new CD that's going to be released here soon with Pine Castle Records. That's another big thing. We got signed with Pine Castle.
Yes, so sir.
That as well, but you know, we've had some band member changes during this CD, and that's something you don't want to happen during a CD. It's time pressed anyway. But man, we picked up Josh Hensley on the banjo, and as y'all know, you wait till you get this CD and listen to, he just tears it up, which you can hear a little bit of it on Reverend Jackson. But there's been some changes, but it's been for the best, and we're just so excited. This new single, Reverend Jackson. You know, I'm so glad y'all getting requests for it, because we're excited as everybody else is about people hearing this new music we've got out.
And the tune Reverend Jackson, again, Nathan, you penned it yourself, which is no surprise because you are a heck of a songwriter, and that tends to be your all's little wheelhouse, is getting those original tunes that your fans just absolutely fall in love with.
Well, I really appreciate that. I enjoy writing, so that's, I always tell people all the time, I'm like, we work long hours, and I get in from work. There's never been a time that I haven't made time to get my guitar and a pen and a paper and try to write, because that's just something I enjoy doing. But as a songwriter, I always try to write songs that people can relate to, and what's going on in the world, what people's going through, what people's struggling with. That is how you grab people. That's how you grab people's attention. Because if you don't write something that people can say, hey, I've been through it, my family's been through it, somebody I know's been through it, that's how you get people's attention. That's how you grab folks. And that's what I try to do. I just try to write about things. Now, I always try to write, if I write a killing song, I always try to write a gospel song behind it.
Well, you got to even it out.
You got to even it out, and I wonder sometimes, I'm like, does people get upset when you write, if you listen to Reverend Jackson, it kind of pins a lot of them preachers and stuff down. And I'm not throwing darts at the preachers now. That's just something that popped in my head. But, I was really excited how the song turned out. And I really believe that people enjoy it.
Well, you know me, I love a good killing song, and especially a killing song that's got a twist in it. And this absolutely checks the boxes, because it gets your attention. It paints a story that, it's a reverend, but reverends are humans too, and accidents and boo-boos happen and mistakes are made, but they do make for great songs.
That's life. That's what I write about. That's life. That's every day. We can lie to ourselves. We can lie to people and say that stuff like that doesn't happen. But it does. And that's just life, and that's the way it is. And that's what I try to do when it comes to songwriting is tell life stories.
The judge gave me life with no parole. They put me behind 4 cold walls that'll soon become my home. I shot a Reverend Jackson. I got him with my gal. His brother sits on the jury. It's gonna sentence me now. Old man Reverend Jackson was the talk of the town. He would preach a word on Sunday. By Monday he was running around. He had an eye for the ladies. For years he was no harm, till I caught a Reverend Jackson sneaking round on my old farm. I pinned Reverend Jackson right there in my barn. And before I pulled the trigger, Lucille had grabbed my arm. She cried, oh, Reverend Jackson, he is the sweetest man. She cried, oh, Reverend Jackson, you're gonna lead me to the promised land. Me and Lucille fight. She cried, Bobby, you can't take a preacher's life. Lucille, he's trying to take what belongs to me. I fired a shot at the Reverend and I brought him to his knees. She cried, oh, Reverend Jackson, just look what Bobby's done. She cried, oh, son. Afraid for her life, Lucille ran off and hid. And I overheard her, she was carrying the Reverend's kid. She cried, "Oh, Reverend Jackson, just send me with him." She cried, "Oh, Reverend Jackson," was the last word she got in.
You know, and what's really great about this whole CD that's going to be released, and I can't wait for this CD to come out. But there's 11 songs on it. It's all original. One of the songs is the only one that I didn't write. It's called "Stronger on My Knees," and Jason Held, our bass player. Jason wrote that song. It's got a really great message to it as well. But you know, I was talking to a songwriter the other day on the phone, and I told him, I was like, you know, he said, you know, it's great that y'all write all of your material. And if I ever get to the point that, you know, I don't write another song, that's fine. I'll find original song. I believe in today's society and music industry, you have to write original songs. You have to write original songs, whether it's yours or somebody else's. You have to do them, because there's so many times that you can hear Pretty Polly and Little Maggie on stage, and it's songs are great. I'm not taking nothing from them, because we do them as well. People wants to hear that old timey music. But if you've got the ability to get original songs, I believe that a person needs to do it.
I completely agree. The new project, you've kind of alluded, you said 11 songs. You've written most of the material. It's going to be entitled Crazy House, which is really appropriate, it seems like, for these days. When do you think it might be coming down the pike?
Well, I hope we're getting things together. Us and Pinecastle's been talking back and forth here recently. You know, with a lot of things going on in the nation today, it's kind of put a hold on the industry for a little bit. But they're really working their tail off down at Pinecastle, and we appreciate them so very much. But you know, we've been talking back and forth, and I hope in the next couple of months. Maybe in a month or so, we can get this new CD out. And it's, you know, I'm so excited to get it out, because we done this whole project ourselves. We turned my basement into a studio, and a lot of folks can't say that. But when you've got people in the band that's very intelligent on that stuff, like Jason's a great engineer, and Jason said, "Hey man, you know, if we do this project ourselves, we're not pressed on time. You know, we can do it how we want it." And you know, not taking nothing from the rest of our CDs that we've done, but I believe that this is the best quality and the best sound that you're going to find anywhere. I don't think you could have went in a $3 million studio and come out with a better quality than this CD is. And it's all because we all put our heads together and done it ourselves.
I couldn't agree more. I mean, even Reverend Jackson, it's got a completely different sound than any of your other projects. Even as far as, like you were saying, the quality and the way it's mixed, Jason did an absolutely fantastic job on this.
He sure did, Rita. He was, you know, we just put our heads together and said, "Hey boys, this is what we want." When you go and you work on a CD, everybody's got a different ear. You've got a different ear. Tim's got a different ear. Ralph, everybody in the band's got a different ear, what they want to hear. But we kind of just throwed our ideals together and got this done. And then we had some people set in, which was really awesome. We had Jason Berry set in on fiddle. And if y'all listen to Reverend Jackson, wait till you hear more that Jason played on. He absolutely tore it up. One of my favorite fiddle players around. But we got the privilege to having Jason play fiddle, and one of the songs that's on Crazy House, we had Randy Corse play dobro on, which I can't wait till y'all hear that.
I'm a Randy Corse fan.
Oh man, he absolutely tore it up, Rita.
I tell you, Nathan, you are making me even more anxious to hear this entire project and to be able to share it with our listeners here at the Bluegrass Jamboree. But, you know, it's been 3 years since Old Country Store came out, and that project did tremendously well for the band. And Ralph, I know you're sitting there anxiously waiting to chit-chat with us as well. Why don't you tell us about getting that second round IBMA nomination for Gospel Recording of the Year for I'm Gonna Wear a Crown?
Yeah, Nathan wrote that song as well. And it was our first number one as far as on the gospel charts go. And we're just so honored to even be in I told my wife the other night, I had to explain to her what IBMA was. I said, it's sort of like CMA, it's country. It's the top of the top as far as award shows go. And to have Nathan's song nominated, what do you think about it, Nathan?
Well, I do know that, and I say this time after time, and it's not blowing anybody up, but it's the truth. But Rita, if it wasn't for you and Tim and all these other radio DJs, it's Sirius Radio, all these other people that's been playing it, it wouldn't have got heard. So, we all work hand in hand. If it wasn't for us, playing the song and recording the CD and you all playing it, it wouldn't get played. So it's really a great thing to wake up one morning and look down at your phone and be like, wow, made it to the second round. I didn't know he was on the first round.
Well, guys, let's take a minute. We're going to share with the listeners the tune we're talking about here, and it is I'm Gonna Wear a Crown. You can find this on Turning Ground's 2018 Old Country Store project.
You know I'm not perfect by any means. I struggle to live with the worldly things, but I'm holding on to a man who can lead and guide you to that better land. I'm gonna wear a crown and a great white robe. Hear him say, my child, welcome home. You won the battle, you fought the great fight. Your name is written in the Lamb's Book of Life. Listen here, sinner, what are you waiting for? Has he been calling? He's knocking on your door. Don't let old Satan try to turn you around. If your sins are not covered, then you're hell-bound. I'm gonna wear a crown and a great white robe. Hear him say, my child, welcome home. You won the battle, fought the great fight. Your name is written in the Lamb's Book of Life. You won the battle, you fought the great fight. Your name is written in the Lamb's Book of Life.
If the listeners want to find out more about Turning Ground, what's your all social media stuff going now?
Well, they can find us on our website. We've been trying to, everything going on. We've been trying to update everything, but I think it's turninggroundmusic.com. Check our website out. You look us up on Facebook or look us up individually on Facebook as well. And with Reverend Jackson as well. I was going to let some of the folks know that you could find that song. Let me look it up here on these old phones.
I know you can find it on Spotify,
Google Play, Apple Music, Deezer, all of those media sites you can find. YouTube, you can look it up on YouTube.
Thank you guys for taking the time out of your day to talk with us. I know, as we always say, we've got nothing but the best wishes for you guys, and we've been fans since day one. Can't think of a better group to get behind, honestly. And as we always say here at the Bluegrass in the Valley and the Bluegrass Jamboree, our airwaves are your airwaves. So when you get the Crazy House ready to put it out, let us know. We'll be glad to chat some more about that. Or if you guys have any other great, exciting news coming up, just let us know about that.
Absolutely. We sure will. And as always, we appreciate y'all more than you know. And, if you ever need anything from us, you know where we stand. So we appreciate all the spins that you give us, and appreciate you pushing this new single that we're so excited about. And just can't thank you all enough. You and Tim both. We appreciate y'all very much.
You have been listening to Hear It Here, only on the Bluegrass Jamboree. And don't forget, tell your friends, tell your neighbors, tell people you don't even know about the Bluegrass Jamboree, streaming bluegrass, bluegrass gospel, and traditional country music